Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Demon Souls. In the last video I just took out the Storm King, the boss of World 4-3, and got him. He drops another soul, the Storm King soul, and he drops or the Archstone gives you a pure what did he give? Pure Cloudstone. And so it's much easier to when you finally go to craft the +5 version of the Dark Shield, you can just use that one rather than having to farm the mana ray guys for a Darkstone. And then the music in the Nexus eventually changes once you've cleared enough of the worlds. It kind of turns into like a gothic feeling music, very foreboding. Like organ music, pipe organ. I really like it though. So as you can see, the only worlds we have left now are the Flame Lurker Archstone, which will lead to the final boss of World 2, and then the rest of World 1. So let me re-equip my Blessed Great Axe, and then deposit a few of the items I picked up. But I should have more than enough souls now to be able to use the second chance miracle. And you can turn the Storm King soul in for a miracle from Saint Urbain. It's anti-magic field, but I have, other than PvP, there's no real use for it in the conventional game that I've found, at least. And even in PvP, people usually don't use it because it causes a lot of server lag with the particle effects that it causes the game to keep track of. So 1 and 2, we now have enough intelligence with the Silver Coronet to cast the second chance miracle. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go back into World 4 first before going on taking on the boss, and going back to the Shrine of Storms. Because if you remember, there was an NPC there asking for the Mikado sword. I'm going to go ahead and give it to him, and you'll see what happens. So this is the second chance miracle, and it provides the buff like I said. So let's go ahead and talk to Satsuki.
Ah, you have found the Makoto, have you? Bless your good fortune. And, well, your good work. Now, just hand the Makoto.
Sure. Here you go, buddy.
Yes. Yes. This is she. This luster. It's finally mine. Except, could this sword really be as deadly as the rumors claim? There is only one way to find out.
Uh-oh. It's like he wants to have a battle. But unfortunately for him, I'm a faith build. the black, he actually will reappear as a black phantom, and he is much more lethal in that form. It seems most of the enemies in this game are much more dangerous in their black phantom version. So you can choose not to give it to him, and he'll attack you for it, or you can enter the level with it equipped, and that really pisses him off, and he'll attack you anyways. And so I don't think he doesn't drop any item other than the Mikado in his regular form, but then killing him will lower the Shrine of Storms tendency by 3. And so I usually do that, and then I'll suicide myself 4 more times than that, so I can kill the spawn of the old one, which I'll probably show in the next video. Or I'll show it in this video if I have No, I probably don't have enough time. But Sasuke is no more. Totally got rocked by the Blessed Great Axe. One of the reasons I decided to postpone doing the Dragon God. Usually I will do much earlier in the game, but I really like having Second Chance, because he has some one-hit kills during this engagement. You'll see. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cast the Second Chance now. I'm at the Flame Lurker Archstone, and so if you go back to where the Flame Lurker entered, there's a hallway with torches. Pretty cool. I don't know. Makes it feel like it's like this lost ancient tome compared to the rest of the level, like it's these ruins. Alright, so that's the Dragon God. If you remember, he was the same guy that smashes your face at the end of the tutorial if you kill the Vanguard. So there's a gecko right there. He just dropped a pure hardstone. Now if you have perfect white world tendency here, you can come over and there's another sword in the ground. It's called the Dragon Bone Smasher. It's a pretty powerful large two-handed sword for a strength build. You need a lot of strength to use it. I think it scales with the strength stat as well. I'm not really a fan of the attack animation for it, so I usually don't use it. So this boss will continue to attack wherever you come in from. Oh no. I have such high vitality. I don't know if there's a whole lot he can do. See there, that would have been a lethal hit. But because I had the Second Chance Miracle on... Oh no! Jeez man, I hate this boss. I really do. I think I'm gonna get past. Alright. Wow, he is really on top of it. So, let me do a couple of things here. I'm going to restore my mana and recast the Second Chance Miracle, just in case. And then I will also put on a ring of fire resistance. I'm going to keep the Thief's Ring on. But this is a little safe haven at this spot right here. There's a corpse. And then what you have here is a harpoon panel that you can operate. Yeah, as for that first site, so that opens up a pathway down once he's been hit, and you'll notice a third of his hit points are taken away too. I always, usually when I fight this boss, I'll try to run in and clear the rubble and run out, but it just seems that his attack pattern is so random, you can't really, for the longest time I didn't realize if you could, if it was just like a timing issue or what the deal is. But I later read online is that if you watch his eyes, and you can use these pillars, and you can see how his eyes are red right now, which means he's aggressive, but then they'll turn to yellow, which are kind of like a neutral. So what you can do is, if you're fast enough, you get behind these pillars that obstruct his view, and he'll instantly revert back from his aggressive animation to his passive, as if he's lost where you're at, and he'll skip his attack animation. But he got me that time. I don't think I was quick enough. Got hung up. But we can just make a break for it now, since there's no pillars up here. Let me get all the way back up to the top. And then there's another crystal gecko over here. And these guys, they can drop the pure clear stone if you need to craft that. Craft those weapons, this is a good spot to get it. As long as you have a Black World tendency going in. So they're more likely to drop it. But then there's a second harpoon. Oh man. So he is now incapacitated with very little life left. And now if you go over here, you can see there's a body which has a master's ring. What that does is it increases your damage of what the game calls direct hits, but reduces the damage of all other types of your strikes. And I usually don't use it. Executioner Meralda, she drops one as well. It's just, you know, for axe type weapons it can be good, but the rings that I have available usually I don't like swapping out for just the chance of more damage. So he I just took him out in one hit. That's funny. He'll breathe out in cycles, like with his respiration, and that can incinerate you if you're still at low life. So you want to make sure you're at full life going in to go in and strike him. Usually it takes 2 or 3 hits. And then he drops a dragon demon soul, and then a pure dragon stone, which is for the dragon weapon, dragon stone weapons. Blah blah blah. I can't even think. I usually don't. If I'm this far in the game, there's no real reason to have one, unless you're gonna make a dragon Mirrodin hammer. So he is taken out. And so we've now eliminated all of World 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let me drop some more of these stones off. And there's now basically the rest of the game is going to be optional events until I do the remaining world things to do in the first world. I can put the Mikado weapon away now. There's actually something I can do with the Dragon's Bone Smasher. I'll do that probably in the next video. We'll see. I'll put another point into vitality. Let me use another item. Legendary Soldier Soul. Vitality 38. So we're pretty close to having 40 vitality. Let's repair. Now with the Dragon Soul, there's a few different spells you can get, but there's only one miracle that you can get with it as well. And what that miracle is called Wrath of God. So I'll just learn that real fast and show it off. God's Wrath, that's what it's called. And so if you take off, if I'm not using regeneration at this point in the game, and take off Evacuate, I can have both Second Chance and God's Wrath equipped. And so what it is, let me go down and make sure I don't hit any NPCs with it. It's an AoE attack with a knockdown component. Oh, I did the wrong spell. 1 second. Here we go. God's Wrath. So you can do some fun PKs on World 4 with that spell by knocking people off ledges. And if you don't use it right away, you can surprise people in it with PvP as well to knock them down and open up an attack opportunity. Not too useful, but I mean, it's there for a faith build. There's no reason not to get it. So anyways, this is QuadKiter, and in the next video I think I'm going to show a couple of side quests. Until that time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Alright, bye-bye.